Okay, guys, welcome back to Product Research Part 2, where we will be covering Amazon fees and diving into the FBA calculator. This will be one of your best friends in going on the journey to sell on Amazon. All right, so let's dive right in. Standard versus oversized. This is two different product descriptions, two different categories that they fall under in reference to size. There's different pricing and different procedures to follow with both. So I have a little bit of definitions for you guys. A standard size item is one that, when fully packaged, weighs 20 pounds or less and does not exceed these dimensions: 18 inches on its longest side, 14 inches on its median side, and 8 inches on its shortest side. So a rule of thumb, and I'm sure you guys heard this before, is the ideal private label product is going to be a standard size product, and it is going to be able to fit within a shoebox and be under 5 pounds. So I'm sure you guys have heard that. That is true. That's perfect. Not all good products fit that dimensions. I have some that are larger that do spectacular, but that is a good rule of thumb when researching. Keep in mind your size, keep in mind your weight. These are all variables that are going to go into your FBA fee. Just like any other retail chain like Walmart, when selling in Walmart, they call it their real estate or their shelving are certain dimensions, and they charge you based on the amount of product that you can fit within that shelving. Amazon will charge you based off of the weight and the cubic volume, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Any item exceeding these dimensions is considered oversized. I recommend staying away from oversized, but to each his own. Do your product research. Follow the tools that I give you. There are some people that make a lot of money dealing with oversized items. Keep in mind, usually oversized items are more to source as well as more to ship. So maybe starting out, I would suggest sticking to the standard. If a product is sold as a set, the weight and dimensions are the combined total of all the items in a set packaged together. So if you're bundling or you're doing a gift set or something like that, they're going to combine the total of all the packages under one to go underneath these dimensions to categorize them under standard or oversized. Excuse me. So the oversized tier applies to products that must be delivered using special delivery options due to their size, weight, special handling requirements, or other restrictions. So basically, if you have something that's a team lift that's 100, 150 pounds, I believe Amazon classifies a team lift of over 60 pounds. You want to stay away from that stuff because they're going to charge you for everything. Every extra step that they have to do, you will receive a charge for it. Believe that. So products are classified and are charged as special oversized if any of the following is true. So here goes the dimensions. If the dimensions are greater than 108 inches on the longest side, unit weight or dimensional weight is greater than 150 pounds, length plus girth is greater than 165 inches, and if Amazon has determined that the product requires special handling to ensure a good customer experience. So with that last one there, with them determining if the product requires special handling, once you ship it to their fulfillment center and they check it in, they remeasure everything. Once you put the specs in, you create a product and you ship it to the fulfillment center, you're going to be asked a series of questions: the weight, the dimensions, so on and so forth. And they double check all of that. So, that's another thing. If you hear anybody saying, oh, you can cheat on dimensions, you can cheat on weight, you don't want to go down that road. You don't want to go down that road. Don't start there. Be accurate. In the list of resources, I'm going to be having a link to the postal scale that I use on Amazon, as well as some of the other resources that are relatively cheap. Once you get started out, you can get those, and they will help you be accurate. We're also going to show you a couple different resources as to how you can find out these things without these resources. Because starting out, you've purchased the course, you have some software you have to purchase, and you're focusing on allocating the rest of the revenue towards sourcing products. All right, so let's move on to the next section. FBA fulfillment fees. Variables. These are the variables that we talked about recently in reference to the products. What's going to determine the cost factor. You can see cubic feet, so length times width times height. That comes up with the cubic foot. Weight, how heavy is it? Is it 5 pounds and under? Is it 10 pounds and under? Etc. Like I previously mentioned, I believe 60 pounds is classified as a team left. That is an additional charge. Obviously, anything larger than 150 pounds, it's going to be in that oversized sector. They have to use, forklifts as well as other assisted devices. There's going to be upcharges with that as well. Season. So let's talk about season. January to October, and then November and December. So it used to be in November and December, they charged you more to warehouse your products, to hold on to your products and deal with picking, packing, shipping, as well as holding. So some good news is here, come October 1st, 2017, that's currently this year that I'm recording, fulfillment fees will be lowered. So they'll actually be lowered than the fees are through January and October. And I guess they realized that they were screwing people over by charging them more because in all reality, in October, November, December, their replenish rate is huge. That's the busiest time on Amazon, which means that inventory is coming in and coming out. So there's not a lot of idle inventory. So that's something that's advantageous, and that's something that they're helping everybody else with, helping everybody out with. Which kind of sucks, as they did raise all the fees on all the categories and all the products a little bit, which was effective February 22nd. I included these in here. Standard FBA program, which I recommend. You can go into detail and you can choose which fulfillment centers you send to. And this excludes international. Obviously, you will be receiving the shipment at your closest fulfillment center, then dispersing it internationally to the fulfillment center of your choice in the country of your choice. Let's stay strictly U.S. Right now on this topic. But the FBA standard program is when you send, let's say instead of your manufacturer or distributor sending directly to Amazon, let's say you received a trial package, you wanted to see them, you had some packing stuff or so on and so forth that you wanted to put in there, and you wanted to send to a fulfillment center. What you're going to do is send to the closest fulfillment center to you. I live in Indiana. The closest one is Joliet, Illinois, which is about 2 hours away from me. This allows the shipping to be the most economical, A, and B, be the fastest. So once they receive that inventory, they're going to go ahead and disperse it to other fulfillment centers throughout the United States. Now what this does is this allows all the consumers to get their product at Prime. This allows your product to have the Prime badge on the listing, which everybody who shops on Amazon is looking for the Prime. If you sell, this is why I preach against selling merchant fulfilled, is because you're gonna receive 50% less traffic. There's multiple case studies that you can read. You can Google Prime versus merchant fulfilled. People are looking for that blue lettering with the yellow check that says Prime. All right, last but not least, the FBA calculator. This is going to be a tool, guys, that you guys are going to fall in love with, learn to utilize. It's a free tool. You must have a Seller Central account to use this tool, and this helps you find out the cost to sell the product as well as what your profit is. I included, it's a little difficult to find in the Seller Central dashboard, so I included a link here. You can type this in and find it, but you can find it in your Seller Central here. But if you type in Seller Central, you log into your Seller Central and you look for revenue calculator. A lot of people call it FBA calculator and it won't show up. Type in Fulfillment by Amazon revenue calculator. If you don't find it, type in this link to Google, or you can also type in Amazon Calc, C-A-L-C. It should pop up the first link. It'll take you to Seller Central. You should be auto signed in. If not, sign in and it will open that. So let's go ahead and show you how to use the calculator. First off, if you have a product that you're looking at on Amazon, you can type in the UPC or the ASIN. It will show up that exact product. Then you can put the prices that you are sourcing them for, and it will give you an accurate number as in reference to cost and profit. If you haven't looked at a product, you can type in anything that you want. Let's go flashlight just so I can show you guys. And it'll show you a couple of the top sellers. You can click any one you want and it will show up the metrics on there. Let's go ahead. I pulled up a listing for you guys on Amazon. So here is a bird feeder. And unlike everybody else that shows you horrible products that you don't want to sell, here's a product, and you don't want to sell this, by the way. This is a bad one. This is actually a fantastic product. It meets within the parameters. The dimensions are small. It's lightweight. The margins there, which will show you. It is a bit of a seasonal. I would say partially seasonal. In Chicago in December, nobody's going to be using these. But, you have states like Florida, Arizona, California, where this is a non-seasonable item. So we want to call this a partial seasonable item. Okay, so the first thing you can do, one of the ways you can do is go down here and grab the ASIN. So let's grab this, copy it, take it over here, paste it, and it will pop this listing up. Okay, now your fulfillment, don't worry about any of this. You are not merchant fulfilling. You are fulfilling by Amazon. So this is what you have to worry about. We've seen the sell price is $24.95, which, by the way, while I'm here, guys, this is a really good example of what your listing wants to look like. You see, you have over 6 pictures. They're detailed. You have the bonus here, which is awesome. You guys have the dimensions. You have the logo in here, which is going to deter hijackers. They have the list price as well as the sale price. So you get all this stuff, which is a psychological selling point. People say, oh gosh, it's on sale, I got to buy it. They see the 38% off, which we'll be talking about that psychological price points and how to utilize them to your advantage. They have, almost 2,000 customer reviews. The bullet points are nice and full. Let's see what their description looks like. Product description is okay. It could definitely use some HTML, or it could definitely use a little bit more word count. But this is a good example. So let's round that up to 25. Amazon fulfillment costs. Let's round it up to $25. Make it even. Ship to Amazon. Let's go ahead and put that at 0. Let's assume you ordered the product minimum, or MOQ, minimum order quantity. They're going to include free shipping, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and put 0. Cost of product. The cost of acquiring the product from your supplier, or the cost required to manufacture the product, to produce a single unit. Now, how we get this number is once we find the product, okay, we go over to Alibaba or DHgate. I recommend Alibaba, but I use both. And we find out the price. So this guy has 100 piece MOQ, or minimum order quantity. So let's say it shows between 3 and 10. Just for argument's sake, let's say you order the 100 piece minimum and you get them for $7. Okay, we want to go in here and fill out $7. Then we want to click on calculate. Okay, so here you can see the total fulfillment cost, which is the sum of fulfillment fees and the cost to ship to Amazon, is going to be $3.14. Total fulfillment cost, this is the sum of fulfillment fees and the total cost to ship to Amazon. Then we have the selling on Amazon fees. To sell on the Amazon marketplace, you pay a referral fee and closing fee. So the referral fee and closing fee is usually about 15%. So you'll see this is approximately 15% of the $25 item price. Okay, so you add these two up and you go ahead and subtract them from the seller proceeds, and you will see that the net profit is $11.11. Your net margin is going to be about 44. Let's round it up to 45%, which is phenomenal. The target percentage that you want to be for in net margin is 30%. That's what I aim for. If you can get in the 40 to 50% range, you are doing fantastic. But let's shoot for the 30. Even if you're at 25% and it turns a lot of units per day, it's selling 30, 40, 50 units a day plus, you're still good. But let's shoot for that 30. It really starts to make sense. So that's one of the ways to go ahead and use the Amazon revenue calculator. That way you can see the fees. You can see the fees, and it'll help give you an idea about what your cost is going to be and what your profit's going to be.